Have you ever wished you had a crystal ball to peek into the future? While we can't give you magical powers, we can teach you something even better: the science-backed methods of superforecasting. Based on the groundbreaking research by Philip E. Tetlock and Dan Gardner in their book Superforecasting: The Art and Science of Prediction. Here are 10 powerful actions that can transform you from an average predictor into a super forecaster. Whether you're an investor, business leader, or simply someone who wants to make better life decisions, these techniques will revolutionize your approach to predicting future outcomes. Action 1. Master probabilistic thinking. Forget black and white predictions. The world operates in shades of gray, and your forecasting should too. Instead of saying, Bitcoin will hit $100,000 this year, try, there's a 70% chance Bitcoin will exceed $100,000 this year. This shift from certainty to probability forces your brain to consider multiple scenarios and evaluate evidence more carefully. Consider this. When meteorologists provide a 30% chance of rain, they're not failing to make a decision. They're providing valuable probabilistic information. Similarly, when Warren Buffett invests, he doesn't say an investment will definitely succeed. He assesses the probability of various outcomes. The key is to think in ranges and probabilities rather than absolutes. Remember, the moment you're 100% certain about a prediction, you're no longer forecasting. You're stating a fact. The best forecasters often use probability scales that are more granular than simple percentages. Instead of saying 50%, they might say 52% or 48%, forcing themselves to think harder about their confidence level and the factors influencing their prediction. Action 2. Become your own performance analyst. Top athletes review game footage. Super forecasters review their predictions. Create a simple spreadsheet to track your forecasts, including the prediction itself, your confidence level, probability, the actual outcome, what you missed, what you got right, the time horizon of the prediction, key factors that influenced your decision, sources consulted. Did you predict Tesla's stock would soar, but it dropped instead? Don't just move on. Analyze why. Were you too focused on Elon Musk's tweets and not enough on supply chain issues? Did you overlook rising interest rates? This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about building a personal feedback loop for continuous improvement. Pro tip: set regular review intervals, monthly, quarterly, and annually. Look for patterns in your successes and failures. Are you better at short-term or long-term predictions? Do you show bias in certain areas? Use this data to refine your approach. Action 3. Harness the power of base rates. Before diving into specific details, anchor your predictions in solid statistical foundations. Let's say you're predicting the success rate of new restaurants in your city. Start with the base rate. Historically, about 60% of restaurants fail within the first year. Now, adjust this baseline based on specific factors. Is the location exceptional? Plus 10%. Does the owner have previous success? Plus 15%. Is there intense competition? Minus 20%. Is there a unique concept? Plus 5%. How's the local economic climate? Plus or minus 10%. What's the pricing strategy? Plus or minus 5%. This methodical approach prevents wild guesses and emotional decisions. It's like building a house. You need a solid foundation, base rates, before adding the unique architectural features, specific adjustments. Remember to update your base rates regularly. For example, if you're using pre-pandemic statistics for retail business predictions, you might need to adjust them to account for the massive shift toward e-commerce. Action 4. Build your intelligence network. No single person, no matter how brilliant, has all the answers. Modern super forecasters are like skilled intelligence analysts. They gather information from diverse, often contradicting sources. Trying to predict cryptocurrency trends? Don't just follow crypto enthusiasts. Read economic analysts who are crypto skeptics, technical analysts from blockchain experts, regulatory news from government sources, social sentiment data from multiple markets, academic research on digital currencies, traditional finance perspectives, environmental impact studies. Remember, echo chambers are prediction poison. The best insights often come from sources that challenge your existing beliefs. Create a systematic way to gather and organize information from different sources. Use tools like news aggregators and expert newsletters to stay informed efficiently. Action 5. Cultivate intellectual flexibility. Your first prediction is rarely your best prediction. Top forecasters constantly update their views as new information emerges. Imagine you're predicting the impact of artificial intelligence on employment. Your initial view might be heavily influenced by dramatic headlines about job losses. But as you learn more, you discover new jobs being created by AI, industries becoming more efficient, workers adapting to new roles, educational systems evolving, new business models emerging, hybrid human-AI workflows developing. Each piece of information should refine your prediction. Think of your forecast as a living document, not a carved-in-stone prophecy. The best forecasters aren't afraid to change their minds. In fact, they actively look for reasons to do so. Action 6. Embrace the learning journey. In today's rapidly evolving world, yesterday's expertise can become tomorrow's obsolete knowledge. Successful forecasters are perpetual students. They read broadly across disciplines, follow industry experts on social media, attend relevant conferences or webinars, experiment with new tools and technologies, take online courses in relevant fields, participate in forecasting competitions, network with other forecasters, study historical events and patterns. Did you know that many superforecasters spend at least an hour daily just staying updated on their areas of focus? It's not about memorizing facts. It's about understanding trends, patterns, and underlying principles. Create a systematic learning routine that works for you, whether it's morning reading sessions, lunchtime podcasts, or even online courses. Action 7. Master your mental matrix. Our brains are prediction machines, but they come with built-in bugs, cognitive biases. Learn to recognize and counteract these mental shortcuts. Confirmation bias. Actively seek information that could prove you wrong. Anchoring bias. Question your first impressions. Availability bias. Look beyond recent or memorable events. Overconfidence bias. Regularly challenge your certainty. Bandwagon effect. Think independently of crowd sentiment. Status quo bias. Don't assume current trends will continue indefinitely. For example, if you're predicting election outcomes, be aware that your social media feed and personal network might create a skewed view of public opinion. Always ask, what am I missing? What would make me wrong? What are others seeing that I'm not? Action 8. Cultivate creative problem solving. History is filled with impossible predictions that came true. In 1903, the New York Times predicted that flying machines would take 1 to 10 million years to develop. The Wright brothers proved them wrong 9 weeks later. When making predictions, create multiple scenarios, including outliers. If you're forecasting remote work trends, don't just consider current technology. Imagine breakthrough development in virtual reality, changes in social attitudes, new forms of digital collaboration, economic pressures affecting office space, environmental regulations, shifts in urban development, evolution of management practices. The future often emerges from the intersection of multiple trends. Practice combining different fields and ideas to generate unique insights. Action 9. Adopt scientific rigor. Treat your predictions like scientific hypothesis. For each forecast, state your prediction clearly. List your assumptions. identify key variables. Test against real-world data. Adjust based on results. Document your methodology. Review and refine regularly. For instance, if you're predicting consumer behavior, start with small-scale observations. Test your theories in limited markets. Gather feedback. Adjust your models. Remember, even wrong predictions can provide valuable data if you analyze them properly. The scientific method isn't just for scientists. It's a powerful tool for anyone seeking to understand and predict future events. Action 10. Build your forecasting community. Great predictions rarely happen in isolation. The best forecasters participate in prediction markets, join forecasting communities, engage with experts in their fields, share and debate predictions with peers, mentor newcomers, learn from veterans, collaborate on complex forecasts. Create a diverse group of thinking partners who can challenge your assumptions and spot your blind spots. When working in groups, start with independent predictions before discussing them together. This prevents groupthink while maximizing cognitive diversity. Remember that different perspectives aren't just helpful, they're essential for accurate forecasting. Remember, becoming a super forecaster isn't about achieving perfect predictions. It's about making consistently better ones than average. Which of these actions resonate most with you? Share your thoughts and start your journey today, better forecasting and escaping the average life today.